Welcome back to the channel. Nag, otherwise not a garage, because I don't have one, because I'm poor. So this is supposedly a 5.3 I got off of Facebook Marketplace. And did I take a gamble? Yes. Is it a 5.3? Probably not. It's probably a 4.8, but I'm going to tear some of this apart. I don't even know if it rotates by hand. I got kind of screwed. It wasn't a full complete engine. I'm missing one bank, coil packs. There's no starter. The guy said he had it on the bed of his truck for months when I got it. And I didn't know that. It was in a tarp. It was raining. We had like a forklift take it off his truck and put it in the back of my brother's truck so I could get it home. I should have turned it down. It was $500. It was overpriced. I just wanted the most complete 4.8, 5.3 I could find. I probably should have paid $300, or I should have turned away when I saw it wasn't complete. So it's been sitting here for about 2 years. Let's see how good a shape it's in. So like I said, I bought this a couple years ago. Geez, I think it was in 2021. I don't even think it was 22. Tarp is absolutely disintegrated. Wasn't in the best shape to begin with. And the motor's tilted over. Excellent. I don't care. I have the F-body oil pan, which is what this is going to go in. My chain's still here. That's nice. I really don't need a lot on this engine. I'm not going to pick it up with the engine hoist. I'm not going to put it on the engine stand. I'm going to do this real unprofessional, outside mechanic like. And I'm just going to do it right here. And see how it looks. Emissions crap. So I remember the engine was in a little bit worse shape when I got there than what he had pictured. I believe there's a stud broke off. Yep. Exhaust manifold studs broke off. The plug wires are stripped. See, there's no coil packs on this bank. On the right side, plugs are broke, which doesn't matter, but I should have walked away. I mean, look at this. I didn't even notice it because, like I said, it was raining, and I was just so intent on getting one, I didn't care. Yeah, we get it. You have a muffler on your four-cylinder. We get it, Honda. But look, even buzzed off the AC lines. I mean, I don't need it anyways. It's not going to fit in the 87 Trans Am, but I'm going to check the crank. I'm going to try and turn it the way it is. At a 15/16. Yeah, 15/16. Okay. She does turn. There it goes. I can hear some compression. Belt tension's a 15. Bracket's 15. AC's a 15. Let's just start getting stuff off. Notice I don't have power tools because I'm not a garage. I'm not a mechanic. I don't have the luxury of power tools, nor the money to get one. Boy, everything's a 15. Good old GM makes it easy. No power tools on this channel. There. Really. Trash. It's all 15. Must be nice to have power tools, but not this guy. Never used them. I wouldn't even know how. I probably would. So it'd probably help if I put an extension on it. It would go a lot faster. But that would mean doing things right. There's always hate on the 4.8. I mean, the 5.3 are pretty much identical. Everyone knows that. The only difference is the 4.8 has a smaller stroke. It's kind of the same way everyone hates on a 305. When it and the 350 are the exact same. Look at that big hunk of shit. 10, maybe 15 horsepower difference in a 305 to a 350. Look at that. No wonder it had no pressure on the bottom. Jesus. Look at that. Yeah. It's going to be in for a rough one. Good old Facebook Marketplace. Look at that. Hopefully that's not a sign of things to come. I was hoping this thing would be alright. I could just do all the gaskets, clean it up, do some head gaskets, and just slap it back together and put it in the Trans Am. I'm gonna try and make a pretty decent length video here. Try and make some content. Make a video of me pulling my 400 out of my Trans Am. Trying to get this in there. Beginning of summer. Gotta finish the Z28 in the background that I haven't touched. Well, not that I haven't touched, but I haven't finished in 2 years. Get this belt tensioner off. This I do want. I know it would make sense to stand the engine up, and I will in a minute, but this is kind of convenient with it being leaned over like this. I think I got enough boards to put on the crank pulley. Gotta lean it up, I gotta pick it up. No problem. A lot of this I don't need because I have a LS1 that I've already stripped down. Might do a video on pictures of it and explain it. But the engine was, I went to Michigan to get it. The engine, look at that. Just gets better. But the LS1 I tore apart. I went to Michigan to get it. They said the timing chain broke, which if it wasn't bad enough, catastrophic failure. When I tore it apart, the engine was driven so hard, overheated. It probably had no oil pressure and compression because when I tore it apart, once I disassembled the connecting rod to the crank, 2 of the pistons, I forget which cylinders, just dropped right out the bore. So, the block's probably no good, and it's aluminum. And I didn't even get the intake manifold with it, which was the main purpose, and it was only like 200 bucks. And the camshaft, I couldn't even pull the cam out the block of the LS1 because the cam bearing, I forget which journal it was seized onto the cam, and I had to use a Dremel and cut it. I gotta do a video and post the pictures of me tearing down that LS1 I got. I would be doing this when it's about to rain. As you can see, this is how I loaded it. Okay, so I'm gonna leave the EGR plug in there. I know they make block off plates. I'm not gonna use that big nasty 5.3 intake manifold anyways. I tried to find the messages on my Facebook Marketplace, but the guy has removed the listing or deleted his account. It's probably a 4.8, no big deal. Maybe I'll put the bore scope down here and check out the valves. Take out what's left of some spark plugs, check out the bores. It's probably a 4.8. I wanted a 5.3, but I tried finding the messages on Facebook Marketplace on my Facebook, but long and behold, the user no longer exists, so he probably deleted it right afterwards. Did I overpay? Hell yeah. I don't really care. I just want something stock to drive. 300 horsepower, don't need no more. I want to build the other LS1 I have, if the block's savable. Look at this. I don't know why I didn't notice this. They cut this too. They cut everything. It's crazy. You don't have to do that. Some penetrating lube. Save the threads. I got an alternator. If I need a cord, that's good. All these accessory bolts, everything's a 15. Get off of there. I would do this when it's about to rain. I can't even remember if he told me what year this came out of, or he didn't remember, or some load of shit. Am I going to take the clutch fan off to get out of my way? Yes. Would I do it now? No, that would make things easier. It's 15. Everything's a 15. God bless GM. Well, I finally found something that isn't a 15. A little bit freaked out right now. Look at that thing. Ugh. Look away, animal people. So these are 13 millimeter. I don't know if I said that. The 8-legged friend is no more. Sorry for you animal lovers. Spiders scare the shit out of me. 4 bolts on the free fan, just like first gen small blocks, if I'm not mistaken. Again, everyone will rag on the 305 and say that they're junk. Well, I got news for you. Have about 10 to 15 horsepower difference from the factory. Yeah, the 350 has more potential, but they're both indestructible. The 283, 350, 305. I mean, you could even go a step further. Say the, 400, 327, 307. Yes, I know. I'm aware. I know it's confusing because it's leaning like the Titanic right now, but power steering alternator bracket bolt. If I'm not mistaken, this is the tab. I should be able to run this number. It should tell me if it's a 48 or 53. I'm gonna try and get this water pump off. Finish the alternator power steering bracket. I mean, like, what happened here? Get this last bolt out of the bracket, which is right here. I got the F-body power steering bracket. This big, bulky, heavy piece of shit I won't need. Boy, oh boy, I talked too soon. Talking about wanting power tools. Whoa, what's up with this water pump? 10 millimeter GM. Look at that. This one's loose as a button. Barely had to touch it. This one, I don't know. Yeah, look at that. Something's going on with this one's threads, I think. Who knows what kind of mileage this thing has on it. I mean, just look at all the debris and caked up oil. I mean, this bolt is just, something's on the threads. Something's going on. I'll probably make a video on the 400 I have in my 87 Trans Am. That's where this motor's gonna go if this motor's still good. That's where I plan on putting it in a couple weeks or a month. I did a 400. The block is bored over to a 418. It has big block Pontiac 455 pistons in it. It's not a Pontiac 400. It's just a run-of-the-mill GM small block 400. But it was a marine application. So it had the steam holes on the decks at the head. And I wanted to keep my 2-port injection set up. So I had the heads, steam holes drilled in them to match the block. 400 small block with the 455 big block pistons in it. It's an interesting build. I tried to do something unique. How stupid. I should have did something normal like a 305 or 350 and I could have been driving it. Yep. Okay, well, it has been replaced. Not really a shocker, but okay. Before we go any further, let's take some spark plugs out. Cylinder number 2. Auto lights. Focus. Auto lights. 45. Ooh. Let's pull them all out. See what they look like. Cylinder 2. There's cylinder 4. Yes, it's broken off, but there is a big difference here. Cylinder 6. So cylinder 2, 4, 6, 8. I guess they're all the same plug. I mean, those two are broken off. This one's the same auto light 45. Cylinder 2, but put the alternator to use. Let's check these plugs. Okay, so I rearranged them. Driver, passenger, front of vehicle, 1, 3, 5, 7, 2, 4, 6, 8, and other than number 2, I mean, this one, this is kind of, I'll show you in a minute. I think that's honestly from where I've had the engine leaning over on its left side, that the oil was running out the valve cover. So this one I think is just from that. I'll show you in a second. So here's what I mean, where I had the engine leaning over this way. The whole valve cover, all this stuff's oily. It's covering residue. You can see it all. Save the bore scope for last because I'm procrastinating and I know I'm going to be let down. So let's take the valve covers off. I want to see if there's any damage to the rockers. What's behind mystery bank number 1? I don't see a lot of sludge. Of course I would do this when it's about to rain. Heads up on the screw. Not too bad. I don't see a whole lot of gunk built up inside the head bolts. Maybe this guy changed the oil fairly often. Oh, I do see some contaminants down on the rocker bolts, as you can see on that one. I think it may have just been moisture that's creeped up in the engine. I mean, I'm just hoping. I think that may have been my fault. We'll try and get the driver's side done. Check the valve cover. What style coils are these? It's behind door number 2. Again, this is very clean. I'm a little bit surprised. I was expecting sludge. Doesn't sound stuck, although it looks stuck. Oh, feel a lot of play. That sounds true. That's from me. But looking down at the head bolts, if there wasn't regular oil changes or abuse or high mileage, there would be sludge everywhere, and I don't see hardly any sludge. In the color, just like the other side, it's not black, so maybe this engine was cared for. Let's look at the rocker studs and see if there's any debris or moisture. I think the only reason there's oil up here, like I said, is because the engine was tipped and over on this left side. Yeah. Alright, let's get in the bore and let's see if we got flat tops. So I was kind of curious about which coil packs we had here. I know they're trucks, but it's a D585 side mounts and it's starting to rain on me. So that was cylinder 1. Let's go to cylinder 3. Oh no. Nice cross hatching. Looks like just rust on this piston. It is a 5.3, they're dished. Yeah, the bore looks good, the cross hatching is still there remarkably. Let's go to cylinder 5. Cylinder 5. The bores look good. Cylinder has a lot of carbon deposits though. Let's go to cylinder number 7. Oh god. Number 7. She is up on compression. Lots of carbon. We need to rotate the engine when it's not raining on my back. Wow, that's really bad. We started with cylinder number 2. Let's take a look at it. This is cylinder 2 as it rains on me. Oh wow, this is the one that had that funky spark plug. Is there damage to the piston? Just deposits and gunk. Wow. Lots of debris and trash and carbon. You can see the ridge on that cylinder wall where it was stuck. I tried to turn it by hand. Tiny bit of surface rust, that ain't no big deal. Oh, wait a minute. Is that a gouge? Is that deep? I don't know. God, that does look pretty bad right there. I think we need the head gaskets off of this. Alright, let's take a look at the last 3 cylinders. Cylinder number, 4. Yeah, this one's really filthy. I'm starting to wonder trying to cylinder walls. Let's take a look at cylinder number. Oh, can't see. Oh, I can't see. Back up. Well, we got a good look at that. ridge in the wall there. It's very hard to maneuver this guy. Trying to find the piston. Oh. There she is. Again, look at all that rust and debris and carbon deposit. This cylinder wall has some surface rust. I bet this truck smoked. Wow. All but one cylinder look the same. So I'm starting to wonder if we have a blown head gasket. Which cylinder was it? 1? That was clean. Let's go to number 8. My favorite number. Look at the doors, look good. Cylinder walls look okay. Lots and lots of carbon. Inside the valve covers, the rockers and the heads, they don't look too bad. Combustion chamber is a little bit different story. I'm a little bit worried because that one cylinder was pretty clean, like it got washed from coolant. So I say, well, at least we got a 5.3. I say we redo all the gaskets, change the head gaskets, and send this and just drive it. On the plus side, the dipstick came out with no problems. I'll probably stick that back in there. There's the heads, if anyone's interested. 862. There's probably some cross references I can do to figure out exactly what year this is. I don't know if I'm going to keep the heads. I mean, there's another stud broke off in here. So did I lose out? Ignore the lawnmower. If I had a garage, we wouldn't be hearing this crap. Did I lose out? Yes and no. It's a 5.3. It's in decent shape. It'll run. I mean, these things are pretty much bulletproof. You could add boost to them and keep up with anything on the road nowadays. Stock internals. But I want to freshen up. I want something reliable. I cannot be driving the 2-port injection daily anymore. It's just not dependable at all. Oh yeah, you shut it off. So I'm thinking full gasket change, put my F-body oil pan on, do the head gaskets, obviously change the intake. And there's the lawnmower again. So anyways, that's it for this time on Nag, not a garage. Thanks for watching my junk. Please come back. Please subscribe.